holding people accountable? That is the question I get asked the most during my coaching calls. Hi, I'm Coach KT, and I've had the pleasure of managing and leading people for 30 years, mostly in the hospitality industry, customer service, front of house. I have cracked the code to this. There is no one size fits all to how you hold team members accountable, mostly because every situation is so unique. First of all, you have people involved, which makes it unique. And then you have different circumstances. So you can't treat all of them the same. But here's a formula that I have found that's helped me over and over again. Number one is I need to identify the behavior of the individual, of what they are doing or aren't doing that's not meeting my expectations. Number two, I need to rhetorically ask myself and take ownership of, have I trained this person enough? Have I repeated it 7 times so I know that they've heard it? And do I have a simplified documented process for them to follow to know what my expectations are? So if I'm doing all of those things, then I'm doing well. But if I haven't done those things, I need to hold myself accountable to insert myself and then provide the training or resources necessary for this individual to raise up and meet my standards. Number 3, I need to make an action plan. I need to meet with the person, discuss it with them, and reset my expectations. But for today, I want to give an example of how I would hold somebody accountable. Let's say they're late to work. And this was a very common issue that I had when I would hire people in food and beverage. They would be late to work, and that's just unacceptable. So what would happen, and this is the story I want to share with you today. Let's say John is late for a 10 o'clock meeting. It's his first week with the company. 10 o'clock, he's supposed to be there for a meeting, or the meeting starts at 10, and he rolls in at 10:02. And we know it's disruptive when somebody comes in late to a meeting. So first of all, I'm not going to call John out in the meeting. That's rude. We do not criticize people in public. We always do that in private. So I'm going to pull John aside after the meeting, or I'm going to ping John and say, John, can we get on a phone call or a Zoom call, whatever it may be, but I need a personal connection with John after the meeting to address this behavior that is not meeting my expectations. And this is how I'm going to talk to John. Hey, John, I noticed you came in at 10:02 today. The meeting starts at 10. We really do start on time. And maybe I wasn't clear in the interviewing and onboarding process with you. It's very important that you be on time. So if we have a meeting that starts at 10, for example, I would need you here by 9:59 in your seat, ready to go for the meeting. Do you understand what I'm saying, John? Yes, I do. I'm sorry I was late today, blah, blah, blah. Understood. Just make sure it doesn't happen again. Okay, John? And you could even ask John, is there a reason you can't be here by 10 o'clock on a Thursday morning? Give John the opportunity to speak up and say, well, actually, yeah, I've got this thing. My partner, needs the car in the morning and we're doing a ride share, whatever the situation is. Hear them out, understand, and say, well, sorry, the rule is you need to be here by 10. If not, we should have a different conversation. So let's say that goes well. We've reset expectations. I'm expecting to see John on time for all future meetings. Now, let's say he's late 2 weeks later. I'm going to ping John again after the meeting. Hey, John, can we talk again? Hey, John, yeah, I noticed you were late again. I remember how clear I was on being on time and what that means. Yes, I'm so sorry. Okay. Again, I'm going to ask you, is there any reason you can't be here? Because that is the expectation for this job and this role. And if John says, I totally understand, it won't happen again, I say, okay, great. Now, John, if this happens again, I've given you 2 warnings. The 3rd time I am going to have to write you up. It will be a formal conversation. I don't want to do that. I'm sure you don't want to do that. So if you could just commit to me that you're going to continue to be on time, that would be great. And then hopefully it never happens again. And if it does, John is already very aware of what's going to happen when he's late. And so I've reset expectations. I wasn't rude. I wasn't harsh. It was a very kind conversation, but it was very clear too of what my expectations are. I gave John the space to let me know why he can or cannot meet my expectations. And we got on the same page there. So it was just a very easy conversation. And holding team members accountable shouldn't be that challenging if you have the right tools. If this was helpful and you want more of this content, press the like and subscribe button. We'd love to see you again soon.